Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Sorry I haven't been around a whole lot lately. I've been super busy at home. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you'll know just all of the nonsense that I've been up to and everything. The baby is quite a bit of work. Even though Alicia does a lot of it, it's still harder to get things done than they used to be. So it's definitely a change in life for us. However, I wouldn't trade it for the world. Anyway, so today's video, a topic I'm gonna talk about are extra duty or off-duty jobs, okay? There's two reasons I'm gonna talk about this. One, because I've been asked about it, and two, most recently, and you'll know from the last post where I posted the Chief of Police's response video about all the allegations with the Church of Scientology of that we work for them and we're their private security guards. One of the things that was brought up, or the reason that that is brought up, is because of the extra duty jobs that we do work for the church. So this video is going to cover what that entire program is, who we do it for, why we do it, and what the benefits of it are actually to the taxpayers, because believe it or not, this program saves you, the taxpayers, money for law enforcement services, and I'm going to explain all of that coming up in this video. And since I know this upcoming video is not going to be the most exciting one in the world, I am going to tease you with a giveaway. So if you hang until the end, I will have instructions on how to enter this giveaway and get these thin blue line cigar cutters. Very, very cool product. So stay tuned to the end and I will explain everything with that. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with what the extra duty jobs are or an off-duty job, you've probably seen it and maybe just haven't noticed it. When you see the officer standing at the movie theater, when you see the officer directing traffic at a local baseball game or football game, 9 out of 10 times those are going to be part of the extra duty program and not having anything to do with the regular patrol duties of that officer or the manpower of the department. So why do officers want to work extra duty jobs? Well, plain and simple, it's a way for us to make extra money.
Show me the money!
These jobs are either going to be before our shift starts, after our shift ends, or completely on one of our days off. It's an opportunity for officers that have extra time to earn extra money for themselves or their families and help provide for them a little bit more on top of our base salary. Now, granted, we get overtime at work, but that's limited and random. These jobs are available across the board and you can sign up for them. Now, there are limits of how many extra hours a week you can work per the department for safety reasons, but there's a broader range of availability to sign up for these jobs, and you can work around your schedule or a day that you know you have off and you're not doing anything, and it's an easy way to come in and make a few extra bucks. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and explain the basic process of how this program is set up. It is run through the police department. We have a section of the department that is got a lieutenant over it, but the rest of it is actually run by civilian employees. Now, one of the great things about the off-duty program is it's completely self-sufficient. So what happens is a particular business will contract for an officer to be there. They contact the department directly. They talk to the extra duty program coordinator and explain when they need an officer, the hours, the times, and what the basic description of the duties would be or why they want the officer. Now, the department charges a rate that includes a fee for the clerical side of it and then what the officer gets. So let's just say, for example, the department charges $50 an hour. The officer might get $35 an hour, and then the remaining portion of that money goes to the department, and that covers the salaries of the employees who work there, the payroll, all of the extra things. So again, none of it is coming out of the taxpayer's pocket to operate or have this program. It's completely self-sufficient. Now, one of the things I want to stress and make clear in this video, because of some of the allegations, is the officer themselves has no involvement with the actual business. All of that is done behind the scenes through the clerical portion of the department. The officer does not get paid directly by the business. The officer does not negotiate their rate or do anything along those lines. We simply look at a list of jobs that are available, what the detail requires, and you decide whether or not you want to work the job. If you sign up for that job, you get assigned to it and you report to your post at whatever time is designated. You submit a timesheet, again, to our department, to our payroll section, that says you work that job. You have a designee at the actual business sign off to say that you were there, and then you are paid in your paycheck through the payroll department at a later time. The main reason I want to bring that up is I think there are some misunderstandings that the officer themselves actually gets paid by the business directly, or we somehow work specifically with them, and we do not. We have no say in that whatsoever. All right, so one of the other portions of this is, why do we have off-duty jobs? Why do these companies need to hire officers? Most of these jobs involve businesses or places where there is a high likelihood that they are going to need the police there. Now, we work some jobs that are reoccurring jobs. Every single night of the week, the same hours. For example, there's an officer stationed in the emergency room of the hospitals. Now, it's not just the department figuring this out, it's also the business themselves. They realized, hey, we have to call the police, there's a response time, there's a wait, and meanwhile, they might have an unruly patient in the ER that staff is having to deal with. And so between both of those things, is decided over the years, hey, they want to contract an officer to sit in the ER. We're there, we're basically on call and readily available if needed. Like I said, goes across for many other businesses. Another one we work during the summer times, especially over spring break, is at Shepherd's, which is a beach bar nightclub. And there are frequent issues there. There are fights, there's people that need to be discharged from the club. They typically have to call officers on a very frequent basis. Therefore, they now hire off-duty officers for their peak hours, so we're already there, we're ready to go, and they don't have to wait on a response. Now, as I bring this topic up, I want to make it also very clear that when we are there working these jobs, we are doing nothing but enforcing local laws and ordinances. We do not do anything out of our scope of our normal police duties. Just because we are there on scene does not mean we are any of these people's private security guards or anything along those lines. Now, I bring this up specifically because of the allegations towards us about us working for the Church of Scientology. The fact of the matter is we don't do anything different than what we would do if you dispatched a regular patrol unit there. In fact, at those jobs, at Shepherd's, all of those places, their on-site security actually is still the first line of defense. If there's an issue with somebody that they're having, the bouncers at the nightclub will speak to them first. They will actually ask them to leave, and the only time we get involved is if that person refuses to leave their property, and essentially they would be calling 911 or the non-emergency number saying, hey, we've got a trespasser here, somebody refusing to leave, we need the cops, and then we would be dispatched. Those are the times that basically we get utilized at those jobs. So I've been to that job, I haven't worked it, but I've been to that job at the church, for example, hanging out with one of my friends, where you have a transient that decides they're gonna walk into the Fort Harrison Hotel. Well, that's not something that they allow, so their security approaches that person first, asks them to leave. If they leave, they walk off, and us as patrol officers never even have to leave our little post where we're standing. Now, if that person says, hey, F you, I'm not leaving, they walk over, they grab us, and then we do the same thing we would do if we were dispatched to that call of a trespasser. Nothing more, nothing less. We do not get involved in any of these businesses' private matters. We only cover the laws and local ordinances that may be broken or need to be enforced during our time on that job. So now you may be asking yourself, well, how does this save the taxpayers money? Well, here's how. Like I mentioned, all of these jobs are at places that have to call the police or have had to call the police over the years on a regular basis. Now, if you did not have an officer working that job being paid for by that private business, then they would be calling for police services, and the police department would be obligated to dispatch patrol units who are on duty to those businesses to handle the issue. So therefore, the taxpayers would be paying for that. That's why there are certain events, concerts, large parties, things like that. The city actually requires these people, almost as part of like getting the permit to have the event, that they have to hire a certain amount of off-duty officers to cover that event. If they didn't, now all of a sudden at a large concert, if there was a fight, some sort of an issue, you'd be dispatching 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 patrol units all from a squad to go handle that issue on the taxpayer's dime. Now, while all of those officers are tied up doing that, you basically have very few officers, if any, on the street covering those zones. So then when you or somebody actually needs the police for something that just happened to them, there's nobody to send, or there's a long response time while the call's in holding and things of that nature. So that's why I say these jobs actually save the taxpayers money, because the business is being forced to pay for the services of those officers to be on scene and be readily available, and not have to utilize the services of the regular patrol officers who are on duty. Okay, so hopefully that covered and explained to you guys what the off-duty program is, why we have the jobs and how it benefits both the taxpayers and officers. Now, one of the criticisms that we have gotten, again, referring specifically to the church jobs, are why do you work those jobs? Why don't you tell them no? Just like everything else in policing of our entire job while we're on the road, one of the key things about our profession is we have to remain impartial. We cannot let our personal beliefs and feelings get in the way of the decisions that we make. With that being said, whether you agree with it or whether you disagree with it, the fact of the matter is they are a business just like all of the other businesses that we offer the off-duty services to. So what you have to understand is we can't pick and choose what businesses we decide to do work for. If we did that, we'd actually be liable for a lawsuit. We can't say, hey, sure, we like Cobb Theaters, we'll work a job at your movie theater, but we don't like you, so we're not gonna work a job there. Whether you like it, don't like it, or what your beliefs are, the Church of Scientology has been recognized as a religious organization. We work jobs for several churches. Regular Christian churches, Catholic churches, we direct traffic for them every single Sunday. So you have to understand our position in this. If we are actually doing our job, what the public asks us to do to be fair and impartial, we don't have a choice when it comes to this. Now, I'm sure the next argument could be made, well then, why do the officers work the job? Why don't they just boycott it and nobody works it? Well, that is an option. However, just like anything in life, and I guarantee you some of you know these kinds of people that they can bitch, moan, and complain about something, but if the situation benefits them enough, they'll look the other way. Now look, I haven't personally worked that job, I don't have any interest to, and I know plenty of officers who feel the same way. They just don't want to work it, no interest, don't care. You have guys like me, I don't work off-duty jobs, period, anymore. If I have something specific I want to buy or I need to save up, yeah, I might do it before the holidays, but for the most part, I manage my money well enough that when I'm off, I'm off. I don't want to have to come back to work and put the uniform on and work more. The other ones you're going to have that say, hey, what do I care? It doesn't concern me, it's none of my business. They want to pay me $35 an hour to sit in my car and do nothing for 4 hours? Sign me up. And what you have to understand is you're always gonna have somebody with that mentality. Whether you agree with it or not, it's irrelevant. The fact of the matter is those situations are out there and people are gonna work it. For most of the officers, they really don't care. It doesn't concern them. They know they're not doing anything directly for the church or being their private security guard. So if they're basically willing to pay them $35 an hour to sit in their car and do nothing for 4 hours on the in case chance that they're needed to run a bum off, you're gonna get people who sign up for that job because it's easy money. Especially when you compare that to like the job I mentioned at Shepherd's. That's a 2-officer job because it's so busy and you are almost guaranteed to take 1 to 2 reports a night on that job, mainly because people want to fight. You end up having to physically remove people from the bar. You end up working on that job, where a lot of other ones, essentially, you are sitting around of a just in case kind of thing, and very rarely are you ever needed. So you have to take that into consideration for some of these people. If given the opportunity to work a job that's going to generate them 2 extra reports, totally separate from their regular patrol duties, and get paid $35 an hour, or hey, you can sit in your car over here under this tree, and if we need you, which we probably won't, we'll come get you and get paid $35 an hour. Look, you're gonna have people that take those jobs. So that's basically what that boils down to and what that situation encompasses overall. All right, guys, thanks for bearing with me on that video. I know this isn't a super exciting topic, but like I said, over the course of the time that I've been doing these videos, I've actually had a number of people ask about it. And then again, with the recent uproar because of the TV show on A&E, a lot of allegations and speculations and concerns came out surrounding at least this portion of it. There are others, and maybe I'll get into that some other day, but for now it was basically centered on the off-duty or extra duty program. So I figured I'd make this video, explain everything, and get it out to you guys. I do have a patrol vlog coming up very soon. I've been filming this entire past week. I've got some footage. I'm editing everything together, and so hopefully we'll get that approved off the chief's desk, and I will have that out soon. Now, before I wrap this up, I want to give a quick shout out to Hero Designs, who were kind enough to send me several of their products. One, this being this stainless steel cigar cutter, which is extremely nice with the thin blue line flag on it, as well as a bottle opener, custom, with the Clearwater Police Department logo on it and the thin blue line logo on the back. Now I'm actually working with this company to get them my design for the Mikey Mo Mob, and they're gonna actually make some custom bottle openers with my logo on them, so hopefully those will be available in the near future to you guys. But for now, what I wanna do, since they were so gracious to send these out to me, is I'm going to give these away. I have 3 of these cigar cutters. Again, extremely high quality, nice stainless steel. I mean, even if you don't smoke cigars, this is actually something you could put on the mantle or in your display case, and it is very, very nice and very good quality. So here are the requirements to win one of these. Basically, like this video, leave a comment in the comment sections below saying you want in for this giveaway, and that will make you eligible. Plain and simple as that. I will pick the winner within, we'll go 2 weeks from now. I will select the winner and I will put it in one of the upcoming videos. All of the links for these and for Hero Designs will be in the show notes below, so definitely go check them out, check out their website and see some of the products that they offer. A lot of really cool stuff. Again, everybody, thanks for hanging in with me today. I hope you learned a little something from this. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them below in the comment section. I still try to get back to as many people as I can and answer your questions and address some of your concerns or comments if you have them. As always, thank you so much for your support. This channel's continuing to grow. I can't thank you guys enough for it. You're awesome, as you're the reason that it is growing, and that's why I like to do these little things to give back to you, which I have quite a bit more coming down the road. Some products I'm going to review. We're going to be doing lots of giveaways and keeping you guys involved in this channel because I want it to be a family. I want you guys to be a part of it. So until the next video, you guys take care of yourselves and stay safe out there.